yoga since the past 11 years. And I had started in around 2010. I started because I had a little bit of health issues, and then I started doing yoga. I started yoga. I did a little bit of teachers training, or not a little bit, full-fledged teachers training course. After that, I healed myself only and only through yoga. After that, then it was no stopping me. So I then went on to study all different schools of yoga, understand philosophy more better of yoga, and understand how to cure diseases, how to cure any kind of issues only by with the help of your mind and body. So only by helping your mind and body coordinate well, we can treat a lot of diseases. We need medical support till some time, but after that, we can take over and take care of our own self. So this was a little brief about myself. So according about this session, as the topic says, it's about stress management. It's about stress management. So we're going to discuss everything related to stress in this 1.5 hour session. I would request you all, if you all are comfortable, to keep your videos on. If there's too much of network issue, then we can keep them off. Otherwise, try and keep them on so that if there is any type of corrections that I can do, I would love to do it. Also, if there's any questions, any queries, we'll take it last 15 minutes after the whole session. Any doubts, any queries regarding the session or general health issues, anything that you all have. If there's anything which you all can't hear me or you want me to change something, you can put it in the chat box. So I'll read it and I'll work accordingly. Or you can unmute and tell me. All right, so we begin our session today on stress management. I see a lot of you all joining, which is a lovely thing. All are professors from the universities, I guess, teaching civil engineering, right? Correct? Okay. So just a thumbs up. Will be good to know that I am audible and you all are communicating through me. Okay, so just before we begin, we just try to sit with eyes closed in Sukhasana for some time. Wherever you are, if you're sitting on the chair, you can sit on the chair with hands on the knees. If you're sitting on the floor, perfect. You can sit cross-legged with hands on the knees. If you all are anywhere outside, you all can find a place and sit. It will be great. So anywhere you all are, just sit comfortably. You can take a back support with hands on your knees. अपने चश्मे निकाल देंगे कुछ देर के लिए. So remove your spectacles, what you're wearing, for some time. No problem if your cameras are not functioning or if you're uncomfortable keeping it on. Absolutely no issues. It will be nice if you keep it on, but absolutely your choice. So hands on your knees, back straight, wherever you are, just listen to me and follow the instructions. Focusing at one point, remove your spectacles and very gently close your eyes. I'll give you a minute or two to just get comfortable wherever you are and gently close your eyes, removing your spectacles. There's nothing to see because the eyes are closed. Very gently open your eyes. All right. So where did you all go? So we close your eyes for around 1 to 2 minutes, 2 minutes around. Where did you all go and come? In these 2 minutes, how many of you all were with me and how many had gone somewhere else and traveled and come? So let's make it interactive. Let's make it very usable for everybody. So put it in the chat box or unmute yourself and tell me, where did you go? Where did you travel in these 2 minutes? Did you all go to your school, to your colleges, to your students, to your papers, to your work, for some holiday? All the ladies, did they go into the kitchen? Where did you all go? Quickly put it in the chat box. No answers? Outside the campus. Perfect. Or where did we go? Pending work. Super. Yes, let's make it more interactive so it becomes more usable for everyone. So it's all about learning a lot of things in these 1.5 hours, giving you a lot of tips of getting quick stress relief also. Pending work. Okay, only 2 people went outside. Rest all of us was with me. Superb. Then I don't think we need this session because you all are yogis already. All right. Okay. We'll do the same exercise once again. Just remain calm, trying not to concentrate on anything. All right. Okay. All right. So close your eyes again. We'll do the same process again and let's see if there's anything different from the previous step. Remove your spectacles, hands on your knees, back straight. 8-point focus at one point. And very gently close your eyes. Relax your eyes. Relax your forehead. Eyes closed, everyone. Relax your shoulders, elbows, fingers. Relax your body completely. Just slowly and gently observe your breath. Gentle inhalation, gentle exhalation. As you inhale, the chest comes out. As you exhale, the chest drops down. Once again, observing as you inhale, the chest comes out. As you exhale, the chest drops down. Just keep observing the chest movement, slowly bringing your attention to your nostril region. Observe the warm air coming out of the nostrils. Observe the cool air going inside the nostrils. Gentle inhalation and exhalation, making you feel absolutely calm and relaxed. A state where you can hear and observe each and every breath that's going inside your system and coming out of your system. Staying in this state completely, totally one with yourself. Whenever you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. All right. Anybody would want to share their feedback? How was this experience? Were you more with me? Anybody, any experience? Totally with me. Thank you. Was this little better than your previous time? Mind traveling still? Okay. All right. So this was a very simple exercise. We did 2 minutes without any guided or any kind of guided talk from me. And then we did 2 minutes with guidance. So if you can see the difference, when our mind is set loose, it just goes haywire. In even 1 second, it can travel to lots of miles and come back. But when we are concentrating it towards something, the mind is more programmed. Now, coming to today's topic of stress management. Now, tell me, what is stress management? Why do we need to manage stress? Let's understand the concept first and then try to understand how we can get rid of this stress. When we say manage, means it's already there. And that's why we need to manage. So if I have money, I have to manage it. I have to invest it, I have to spend it, I have to shop, I have to do, I have to this. So if I have something, I have to manage it. If I have lots of clothes, I have to manage them. I have to get them washed, I have to get them dry cleaned, I have to do a lot of other things. So that means I have stress and I need to manage it. Correct? Now, what do you mean by managing the stress? Why still after, and I'm sure all of you all must be using their techniques to manage the stress. You all have your techniques of probably either going for a walk or doing some yoga or listening to music, or when you're too stressed, talking to a friend, talking to someone close ones and discuss your problems. So we all have reached this stage, obviously, with a lot of stress backing us and a lot of ways to deal with it. So what is going to be so different in today's or something which you're not already doing? Today also you've gone through a lot of stress at many stages in your life. You've kind of dealt with this, right? That's why we are all here. It's not something indifferent to us. It's not something new to us that we have to learn to manage this stress. Well, I would say the other way. Why do we need to learn to manage the stress? Because we have stress. Why can't we work towards being stress free? Why do we have this completely central notion all over everywhere that stress is a part of life? Then now it's become so common that koi bolta hai, somebody says, why can't I be stress free? It sounds very weird. Oh, okay. Okay, it's going to be some rubbish thing because stress is a part of life. From the time I wake up till the time I sleep, there is something or the other which is going on in my life that stresses me out. It can be simple thing like not getting your breakfast on time or having a late night and then have to get up early. Or if you step out of the house and you don't get your Ubers or your taxis and your autos or whatever the transport, or suddenly your car breaks down. So everything in life is about stress. So it's never and it's very rarely in the entire lifespan that if you go to see, if I have an age group of 60 or if I am an age of 40 or 50, in the entire lifespan of 0 to 50 or 0 to 40 or 0 to 30, if I have to collectively collect all the moments of stress free, I may just come up to almost just 1 year or something. So in 30 years of life or in 40 years of life, I may have 1 to 2 years if I collectively collect all the stress-free moments, which are probably your most childhood and infant days, if you had a very good childhood and a very happy childhood, or the days when you're vacationing outside, when there's no stress, you're on a holiday, or your adolescent age, your adulthood age, where there's no tension of earning money or whatever. So if I could collect all the moments, it's going to be not more than 1 or 2 years. So 50 years of life or 40 years of life and 1 or 2 years of stress-free days or moments in life. What kind of a ratio is? We need to reverse this ratio. We need to work towards reversing it. We need to understand that out of 50 years, there should be 2 to 3 years collectively which have been stressful. And those stressful events have taught you how to be stress-free. So managing stress, you all have been doing. I don't need to tell you. What am I going to tell you? So something different. Meditation karo, yoga karo, pranayam karo, stress free, stress manage ho jayega. If that is something which you need me to answer, then you already know that, and you're already using those techniques. What I come to tell you is absolutely being stress free. How do we be stress free? How are the ways to become stress free? Why do we get stressed? Because if something doesn't happen according to our wish, it is stressful. I wanted to get up early, I couldn't get up early, so it's stress. I wanted to go from the home and I wanted my car to start immediately, it did not start. I wanted my son to become or do this, or daughter to do this, she's not listening to me, it's stressful. My maid didn't come on time because I wanted her to come at 10 o'clock, but she came at 10:30, it is stress. I wanted my boss to say or think like this, but he said something else. This is stressful. I want the children to perform in a certain manner because I'm a professor, I'm a teacher. I should impart my knowledge, and the students should grasp, and they should perform in such manner. They do not, so I get stressed. So anything outside which is not as per our wish creates anger, irritation, and that leads to stress. So there's nothing called as stress. There is no emotion as stress. The emotions are anger, the emotions are irritability, the emotions are resentment, the emotions are guilt, the emotions are sadness, emotions are unhappiness. And collectively, all of them, you call them as stress. So things don't go my way, it's stressful for me. So Louis, we have to understand there's nothing outside which is stressful. All the things which don't go according to my way is stressful for me. So that means what are the things outside which stress you? Things which do not go according to your way. So where is the stress? The stress is in your head. It's not outside. If the car refuses to start today, it's not the stress. The car did not plan. The art I am not going to start. But you attributed that the car is not starting. That means it's going to be very, it's a lot of pain. You have to go call the mechanic. You have to make work towards it. Yeah, go hassle, and that's why it's true. So the stress is in our head. And if it's something is in our head, it's very easy to remove. First, we have to very well accept that it's all in my head. It's not outside. If someone's not behaving the way you want them to behave, that does not mean that the person is attributed to you. The problem is that we are not able to accept the people as we are. We are not able to accept the situations as we are. And because we want changes everywhere outside except for ourselves inside. So when we can't change ourselves, let's fix the outside, which is the more easier effort to do, right? Which also fails miserably because we all know that on Tuesday, we cannot change the world. We all talk when we are talking about some spirituality and some holistic healing, we all say, oh, nobody listens to us. कोई सुनता तो है नहीं. बोल के क्या फायदा? सबको अपना मन का करना है. So when we accept that nobody is going to listen and nobody is going to change for you, but still we go all out to change you. Why? We need to ask ourselves why. If you collectively reflect at the end of the day, you will see that from the morning till the evening, most of the time, we are always trying to change the outside to suit yourself. We're trying to change how the wife behaves, or the husband behaves, or the child behaves, or the boss behaves, or the local any vendor behaves to suit ourselves. We are not doing anything to change ourselves. We are just working on changing the others to suit myself. And that's the main cause of all our stress. If we understand this very simple technique, very, very simple technique, that instead of asking others to change, let me just accept as they are. Now it's a bright sunny day. It's 12:18 in the afternoon. Now, whether you accept it or not, it is. So if you think that, oh my God, it's 12:18, I wish the moon comes right now and I wish it becomes dark and it becomes night. Just by you wishing that, it's not going to happen. It is daylight and it's going to become night only in the night. So how we accept the nature, how we accept, okay, fine, it is day, it's not night. If somebody says that, oh, it's night right now, we'll call you a fool. Or we'll tell you that you need treatment, not the other. So when there are natural things around, we accept them very beautifully. A dog is going to bark. A horse is going to run. A donkey is going to go hee-haw, and walk slowly. So when it comes to looking at other things, we accept them in nature. But when it comes to human behavior, we don't accept. We always have room for improvement to other people. So the most important reason, so I don't want to give you too much knowledge about this acceptance, but the most important reason for our stress is because we're not accepting the things outside. Now, many people ask me, okay, acceptance मतलब जो कर रहा है उसको करने दो, let them do what they want to do. So we should not say anything. We should just accept everybody. No, I do not say that. I don't say that if your child is going into wrong direction, don't say anything. Just accept it. Or if things outside are not happening in the correct direction, don't just accept it and just flow with the flow. No, it's not that. How can you change things without getting stressed is the trick that we need to learn. We need to do everything in this world. We have come to this world, we need to live, we need to have our regular routine, we have to live a family life, we have to have a work-life balance, we have to do everything, and we have to deal with a lot of people. And especially in your job profile, where you are dealing with hundreds and hundreds of students. And your wavelengths and students' wavelengths never match. So it's not that you let them do what they want to do. No. But how can you do things without them affecting you? That's the trick that we need to do. How can we not take stress and still perform in this way? So please stop using this mantra that stress is a part of life. It's a part of life because I have made it a part of life. If I want, I can do the same thing without being stressed. All right, the car has broken down. All right, I need to go far away. But is my stress going to heal the car? No, I need to go to the mechanic. I need to do the XYZ work towards it. Now what? Let me, instead of thinking, getting panicky or getting irritable on the car, on the mechanic, on the time, just be peaceful and tell yourself, no problem. The car has broken down, let's accept it. Do I have the time to call the mechanic now? No. If I don't have, go towards your regular work or your office. If you have time, then do your work. So it's all about management or understanding that how can I do the same thing without being stressed? How can I guide my child in the right direction without getting stressed about it? Or without getting angry about it? Or without imposing myself onto it? So the moment we start giving space to others and to ourselves, we learn to understand that everything happens on its own. We are actually not the doers of many things. We feel we are majorly doers of them. Today, if you're not there in this world, in this society, in this house, the light still goes on. So when we think too important of ourselves, that's what makes us stressful. When we say that I am responsible for my house, I am responsible for the people around me, are we in turn telling that the other people in my house or the people whom I am responsible for are completely irresponsible? Right? No one's irresponsible, right? Everybody is responsible. And who has given us here who has given us this designation of being the most responsible for everyone? See, this is all the pressures that we are holding on to, that we are responsible. We are supposed to do our duties and do them well. It's most important to do everything that you're doing more joyfully than to do it as a part of doing. So first shift that I want to tell you, the first tip that I want to give you of how to be stress-free. So not to manage stress, but now to learn towards being stress-free. First thing is, how many things in the day do you have to do it? I have to go to school. I have to go to college. I have to teach children. I have to cook. I have to fend for my family. I have to do this for my child. I have to do this for my spouse. What all things are we doing which I have to do? Because still you have the burden of have to do, it will always be stress. How many things do I want to do? So if I want to do something, is it stressful? I want to go out shopping. I want to watch a movie. I want to go for a dinner. Is it stressful when you say something like that? So on a Sunday evening when you plan, oh, let's go. I want to go and watch this movie, this Bonka movie, which is I want to go and see. So is it stressful? Oh, I have to go and see a Bonka movie. So it's very important to understand the difference between have and want. If you just make this little difference, no, a lot of stress will go out of your life. Now, how do you convert the have to want? If I have to go shopping, oh, I'm very excited. If I want to go shopping, I'm very excited. But if I have to go shopping, is it exciting? Now, if I tell you I want to do shopping and you have to come with me to shop, is it exciting? No, it isn't. But if you say, I want to go shopping, you want to go shopping, okay, let's put together shopping, that's so exciting. So understanding this difference between have and want. I'll give you a very small example. And I give a general example in all my women's camp. Yes, this is mostly male dominated right now as a group. I don't know, the cameras are off, so maybe. So if I have to tell you this, that there's a couple and the in-laws of that couple come and stay. All right. So the daughter-in-law is there and her in-laws come. So the husband's parents come and stay in your house. And they have a 4 a.m. flight in the morning. All right. So you all have spouses, right? All the men in the group. We all have wives, and all the wives in the group all have husbands. I hope so, mostly. So anyway, so when if your husband's parents come and stay and they have a 4 a.m. flight in the morning, and you have to wake up at 1 a.m. in the morning, cook some food for them because they don't eat outside food. They may probably reach next day or evening or something. They have a long travel. What are the thoughts that come in the mind? What kind of a flight timing have they chosen? They could have chosen a little more relaxed one. 4 a.m. who goes? They could have gone at 11 a.m. also in the morning. What work they have? They can easily go later. Now I have to get up at 1 a.m. and cook for them and pack their dabbas, ye, wo, and all that. So it's everything a burden of have. I have to do it. I have to do it. I have to do it. All right. Now again, after 15 days, the wife's parents come and they have a 4 a.m. flight. How do you think the spouse behaves? She's very excited to make that difference. Make that 1 a.m. getting up in the night. It doesn't matter to her or probably to anybody. If your parents are there, you say, oh my God, no problem. It's one night. Now, how does it matter? I'll sleep less, but I'll cook something more so that you don't have trouble till you reach me. The same event happened, but when the burden of have to do was there, that whole thing became stressful. The night sleep also was disturbed. You were stressed. You were irritable the next day and the previous. But the moment the change from have to want became, that I want to do, it's okay. It's okay. How does it matter if I sleep less for one night? Let me cook something more. Let me prepare some first day, previous day. I'll sleep the next day and make up. So the moment want comes, everything becomes a cakewalk. Everything becomes easy. So it's very important for all of us to ask this question. How many things am I doing which I have to do? And how many things am I doing which I want to do? And believe me, if you jot down, most of your day will be happy and very few things which will be want. Try this technique. After this session, write down on a pen and paper, since today morning only, how many things have you done which you have to do? And given a choice you wouldn't want to do? And how many things you've actually done because you want to. Now the second question comes, oh, even I don't like to work. I don't like to go for a job every day. Who wants to work? I want to chill at home. I want to do this, but I have to do. Correct? So I have to do a lot of things which I don't like. Today, even I have to do a lot of things which I don't like. Given a choice, who wants to do any work? Everybody wants to chill. Everybody wants to relax, but we need money. We need to earn, so we need to go out. So काम करना तो पड़ेगा. It's a very simple logic. Now, how do you change the haves to want? Now, there are certain things and norms of the societies or our own personal norms which we have to do, whether we like it or we don't do it. Well, in that case, you have to learn to convert the have to want. You have to understand that if I have to go to work, then it's only going to create me stress. Okay, leave the job, leave the work, sit at home. Are you happy that way? Do it. Are you going to be happy? Ask yourself. If that gives you happiness and this is what you want to do it. But after that, don't complain for that. Then don't complain that, oh, I have no money, I have no earnings, I have nothing, I have nothing. If you have to do the work, if you have to do your daily chores, if you have to do certain things, if you have to deal with certain children or certain people around you, then make it a want. Do the entire thing by saying, I want to go and work. I want to go and work because giving that happiness to my family makes me happy. I want to go and work because that makes me feel a sense of accomplishment. I want to go and work because I like to work. To convert all your haves to wants. The moment you start doing this, you will see that actually the life becomes blissful. Because stress is only because I have to do. I have to deal with this kind of a boss. I have to deal with this kind of a spouse. I have to deal with this kind of people. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to. The moment you start thinking that I want to do, converting those have to want, believe me, everything will become so easy. Okay, I slept late last night. I have to get up early. No, I want to get up early. It's okay. How does it matter? I want to go for work. I want to have a great day. To start converting your have to wants. The moment that burden of have to goes, most of your things and most of your problems will get solved. Try to believe it. I am not giving you any bookish knowledge. It's everything experiential. Everything that I've tried first on myself and then given you. There's nothing written in the books anywhere. Try to do it. So you have to first completely be assured that I want to live a happy life. Out of 30, 40 years, if only 2 to 3 years are going to be the stress-free years, what am I doing for the next rest of my life? So first, understanding that every person in this world can live stress-free only if they apply certain techniques to live stress-free. Stress is not supposed to be a part of life. Peace, happiness, love, compassion is supposed to be a part of life. The first step is accept whatever is happening outside, acceptance and then changing it. Acceptance and then working towards helping them. Second, converting your have to wants. The most important thing is to convert the have to wants. The moment you change your have to wants, you will actually start feeling very lighter in your mind and in your heart. Because everything is what you want. So how you love to spend your Sunday, imagine every day becomes a Sunday. Every day becomes a holiday. Because every day you spend the way you want. And कोई चीज have से want नहीं हो रही है, so then don't do it. If you want to do it, convert it into a want and then try and apply this very, very simple technique. And you will feel absolutely out of stress, absolutely joyful. You will feel that the joyfulness is coming inside. Yes? All right. Now the third technique which you need to apply. Third understanding that you need to have. Why are we getting stressed? There are a lot of parameters on the physical level. So if my head is aching, it's not in my hand. My shoulders are aching, my back is aching. This is not something I want to do or I have to do. My head is aching, my shoulders are aching, my back is aching. So that pain gives you stress. A lot of health discomforts give us stress. Somebody who's got high blood pressure, somebody who's got thyroid, somebody who's got menopausal issues, somebody who's got any other issues. So when health starts giving you stress, when it comes to mind, yes, okay, I want to do, but now what? I don't want this. I have to deal with some health issues. But one, the health issues, stress that we go through, the pains, the aches, any kind of health issues, that has to be also dealt with. So it's very important first to understand the healthy mind is only a product of a healthy body. So if you can spend some time taking care of your health, a little bit of exercising, a little bit of walk around, a little bit of stretches, so that you don't run into all these day-to-day health issues. When we have sugar, our mood swings happen. When we have diabetes, our mood swings happen. When we have blood pressure, our mood swings. When our thyroid happens, our mood swings. For the women in the group, when you're reaching menopause, the mood swings. Before periods, after periods, during periods, all our mood swing issues. So why can't, if we just take care of our health physically a little more and see that we at least don't get any trouble due to the body. At least शरीर हमको कोई तकलीफ नहीं. This is in our control. Maybe sometimes mind is not in our control, but the body is in our control. By doing a little bit of pranayam, little bit of exercises every single day, you can actually take care of your body. You don't really need to do much. You don't need to run marathons. Nor do you need to do really high intensive workout or some gym workout. Some basic, very basic stretches, basic pranayamas to keep mobility in your body, to keep blood circulation in your body, to keep your organs healthy. The moment your organs are healthy, your cells are healthy, automatically health will be there. When you're healthy from inside, when you're happy from inside, that anyways, anything which is stressful can be taken care of very well. अगर मशीन टूटी फूटी है तो उसको चलाना बहुत मुश्किल है. If your car is 12 years or 15 years old, it's completely in shatters. It's very difficult to take it on a highway or take it on a regular road. But if your car is brand new, you know how to zip it through the city as well as on the highway. So your body is just like a machine. The more you oil it, the more you keep it healthy, the more you keep it properly, your mind will automatically be healthy and happy. So don't expect the mind to be happy when you have a headache. Don't expect the mind to be happy when you have a shooting blood pressure up. Don't expect the mind to be happy and do the things the way you want them to do if you have a severe back problem. So these are things which can be taken care of by just simple food changes, simple exercising, simple walking techniques, simple pranayama. Doing simple techniques, keeping yourself at least that much healthy that you can move around happily in this world, in this society. You don't want to go into an F1 race, a Formula 1 race. You don't want a body which is like an athlete body. No. We just want somebody which can just take us around through the day happily. And doesn't complain every second day, आज ये दुख रहा है, वो दुख रहा है, ये लग रहा है, वो लग रहा है, migraine हो गया, ये हो गया, वो. Your pathological reports are giving a good report. All your levels of cholesterol, thyroid, and sugar are all in level. And it's all in our hands. We can do that. By just taking little bit care, little bit effort of just getting up, say 20 minutes early to do some stretches, do some pranayama practice, do some walking, taking the stairs instead of lift, walking to small distances, not taking your car or transport. Just by doing these little things, eating light dinners, eating early dinner, trying to finish off dinners by 7:30, trying to sleep by 11 p.m. maximum, so that you get a good 7 to 8 hours sleep. So anything before 12 a.m. से पहले हम जितना जल्दी सोते हैं. So suppose we sleep at 10:30, 11 or 10 o'clock. So the 10 to 12 sleep, anything before 12 a.m., the sleep benefit has double effect. Anything after 12 a.m., the sleep gives you half benefit. So if I slept from 12 to 6, technically I slept for 6 hours, but I get the benefit only of 3 hours of sleep. But if I have slept at 10 o'clock, so 10 to 12, technically it's 2 hours of sleep, but I get a benefit of 4 hours. So 4, if I've slept at 10 to 6, I get 4 plus 3, 7 hours of sleep benefit. So the more you sleep before 12 o'clock, the better it is for your body. The better it is for your mind. The better it is for your focus and your concentration through the day. You're less irritable. You get less angry. So a lot of factors depend on the sleep. So trying to sleep early, trying to use certain techniques if you don't get sleep early, to leave the mobile on time, to darken the room, to have a little half cup of milk with haldi or a little bit of jaifal, nutmeg if you want a good deep sleep or something like that. To do certain pranayama techniques, which I will be taking further in this session, where you can do certain techniques to become absolutely stress-free or absolutely have a calm, peaceful mind. Eating very light dinners, eating easily digestible dinners. Whatever you need to eat, finish it off before 6:30, 7:30 maximum. So taking care of your physical self is very important if you want to live happily through the world. So ailing bodies are no fun. Bodies with diseases is no fun. And I can talk like this because I have gone through bad health. As I said in my introduction also, in 2010, when I went into yoga, I went not to become a teacher or not to be taking camps like this, but I'm taking. But I had just gone purely because I had gone through a bad health issue. And as I said, it took me 3 years to come out of them. But now, absolutely free of all those issues, only and only by taking care of yourself naturally. So it's easy to take care of yourself by taking care of your body, taking care of your mind, doing the right practices in your mind to make, not to take burden. Most of us get a lot of neck shoulder pain. Most of you as professors, because you are teaching so much, probably right now since the past 2 years, you are teaching online. I've taken so many camps for teachers who've been teaching online and are completely stressed because obviously there's too much of chaos in the online teaching program. Even for students as well as for professors. It's not only for the professors. So there's a lot of neck and cervical pressures which come up because of postures, because of stress. जब हमारा शोल्डर दुखता है, it's mostly because of stress. It's because हमारे कंधों ने, हमारे shoulders ने हमारी capacity से ज्यादा वजन उठा लिया. That means our shoulders have taken more weight than what is required. You've seen coolie around, right? We all have traveled by train. We've seen those coolie who carry the baggage, right? We all have seen that. So all of us have used their services once in a while ever in life. Sure. So when you have 4 bags and the coolie comes, and suppose he's this old or a middle-aged person, will you put all the 4 bags on him? While he says, yes, yes, dal dije. He puts the first one, puts the second one, puts the third one. And then you see him walking and you feel, no, please, एक suitcase कम कर दीजिए. Though we are paying him money, but still we say, okay, don't walk like this. Remove one suitcase from him. While he say, no, let it be. I will give me your handbag also. So the moment there is pressure on the head, the imbalance happens. The same thing happens to our mind. Whenever there is pressure on the head, there is going to be a complete imbalance in your body, in your mind, in your shoulders. And that's why all the stress gets accumulated in your shoulders and your neck. That's why after the end of the day, you'll always feel, somebody should give me a shoulder massage or a back massage or a neck stretches. Most of us want always neck stiffness stretches or upper back stiffness stretches because there's too much load on the head. So the moment we reduce one suitcase out of the coolie's head, he walks more freely, he walks more better because he is holding only that much weight, which is his capacity. The moment you hold only that much weight, which is your capacity, you are more balanced and more free. The moment you take load more than regular, you start to imbalance. You start feeling all over. Now, the best way to hold is either build up your strength to hold 3 bags or reduce 1 bag because you don't have the capacity to. तो या तो वजन कम कीजिए या फिर वजन बढ़ाने की या वजन होल्ड करने की शक्ति अपने शोल्डर्स में. By shoulders, I mean your mind. Either increase the stress endurance capacity or become stress-free. You choose which path you want to take. But saying that I want to manage stress and I want to live in stress is not the solution to the problem. Either you increase your strength so much that whatever stress comes my way, it doesn't affect me because I have built up my capacity to that high level. Or if you don't have that capacity or capability to build up, reduce the stress. Remove the kachra out of it. But choose one way or the other. Don't stay in this midway of imbalance. जहाँ 3 बैग पकड़ के चलना है पर कैपेसिटी नहीं है 3 बैग because we are completely imbalanced and wobbly throughout the process. And we don't enjoy the journey of life. We enjoy the journey of life only when we are absolutely weight-free. All right, so just using these simple techniques, I would request all of you all to start a plan. So again, I'll just repeat, have to want, convert the have to want, accept the situations as they are first, and then try to change as per your capacity to change. Do not change as per their capacity, but as per your capacity. So as much is my capacity, I will try to maneuver the situation. If I cannot, I leave it and let go. So accept the change, accept the people and the situations around outside. Work towards changing whatever you can without getting stressed or without taking it on upon yourself. Two, convert your haves to your wants. Three, reduce the load on the shoulders and on the neck. Reduce the load on your head. Either reduce it or increase your capacity to deal with it. But either of the two, don't stay in the imbalanced form. Four, increase your physical strength and stamina. Increase your physical health so that at least health related issues don't give you stress. I don't have time for health. Walking के लिए time ही नहीं है. This is not the answer that we need to give to ourselves. We need to remove time. And it's very simple actually. Just sitting and rolling our shoulders here and there, taking a stair instead of a lift, walking short distances, doing small things, being active through the day. So even if you think that you're going to walk for 1 hour in the morning and sit on front of the laptop or sit in front of the student class the whole day, I still call you sedentary lifestyle. I don't call you non-sedentary. Only when you're mobile the whole day, till you drop dead, sleep on the bed. Till then, if you're not mobile, you come in the sedentary lifestyle category. Be as mobile as possible. That will keep you more active, keep your blood circulation more churning, your digestion more better, your mind space more better, your mobility more better. So later on, you won't get limb issues, arthritic pains, ye issues, wo issues, low, weak limbs, weak knees, weak feet, weak leg capacities. So keeping yourself as mobile as possible, as up and running as possible. Not beyond your capacity, but at least to your capacity. So keeping yourself physically active, very, very important. Now, I would like to give you certain practices which you can practice any time of the day. You don't have to wait for the morning or the evening or the afternoon. Whenever you feel little jittery in your head, whenever you feel completely dazzy, confused, lot of things happening, just drop everything and do a certain breath. Just simple breathing techniques and see immediately your mindset. You have to try to believe it. That simple techniques help better than big time or some elaborate techniques. So let me explain to you one very simple technique. All right. If everybody is with me, because the cameras are off, if I keep the cameras on, it will be nice. I'll be able to correct. But otherwise, just to understand what this simple technique is. Wherever you are, just place your right hand on the chest, left hand on the navel. All right. Right hand comfortably. So don't press the chest, don't press the navel. Very slowly and gently place the right hand on the chest, left hand on the navel. Perfect. Hemant sir, thoda niche. So can you just get your hand slightly lower and not up at the clavicular, at the chest? Super. Wonderful. All right. When you're going to inhale, you're going to focus on the chest. When you're going to exhale, you're going to focus on the navel. So inhaling, the chest will come out. Exhaling, gently focus and see the navel going in. All right. We're going to just do simple 10 rounds and let's see what effect it gives on you. All right. So hands on your chest. Those who are using the mask, I would gently tell them to get it down just till here if there's no one in your room. Because you're doing breathing technique, try not to do with the mask. So if you're alone and if you have the 6 feet distance, try to get the mask till nose is open. All right. Eyes closed completely. Slowly and gently just observe your breathing. Observe as you inhale, the chest comes out. As you exhale, the chest drops down. As you inhale, the chest comes out. As you exhale, the navel goes in. Just awareness. Don't do anything from your side. Just observe what your body is telling you. Stay there. Now slowly with me, inhale through the chest. Exhale through the navel. So when you're exhaling, focus on the navel. Once again, inhale through the chest. Observe the chest. When you inhale, exhale the navel. Inhale through the chest. Exhale through 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 the navel. Last time, inhale through the chest. Exhale through the navel. Just keep your hands there only and just move into normal breathing. Just feel your breath moving into normal breathing, no strain of the breath anywhere. Just enjoying all the breathing that's going in and out of your body. And very gently, whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and release your hands to the knee. All right. So how many of y'all did feel the relaxation after these breaths? How many of y'all did not want to open your eyes? Can you please send me your feedback in the chat box? It will be easy for me to go further in the discussion. So how many of y'all felt any difference or how many of y'all did not feel any difference? Either way, it's fine. Feeling better? Relax. How many of y'all wanted to stay a little longer and felt that थोड़ी देर और? Feeling good and relaxed. So, all right. So this is a very simple technique, can be done anywhere, anytime. So whenever you feel that too much is happening around, too much of chaos, suppose there are deadlines, there are things to do, believe me, this takes not more than 1 minute. Just doing deep inhale and exhale at the chest and navel. You don't even need to count your breath. You just do inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, focus on the chest and focus on the navel. And you will feel whenever you feel and start to relax, you can release it whenever you're comfortable. Not more than 5 minutes, but gives you a complete and instant relaxation. It's a fantastic technique. I want you to try it when actually there is pressure around you. Leave everything, do this for 5 minutes or 3 minutes or 2 minutes till you feel relaxed. Go back to the pressure situation and see a difference how you learn to deal with it. The moment, so right now we probably are not equipped, but these techniques help us to get equipped. So handle that situation first in a stressful manner, get chaotic, come to your situation, come hold, do your stretch, do your absolutely relaxation technique and go back to the situation. Believe me, you will start dealing and you'll be amazed at your own capacity that you're more calmer, you're more relaxed. And if you want to be stress-free through the day, practice this one technique every day in the morning before you start the day. So as you wake up in the morning after finishing your daily chores or morning routine, sit and do this practice just 10 to 20 rounds for 5 to 7 minutes or 3 to 5 minutes to start with and see how your day goes. The moment you start peaceful, whatever comes in your way then goes very smoothly around. So I'll give you certain techniques. You can choose which works for you the best. The second technique is here. You're going to keep your hands at the rib cage like this. Keep your shoulders and elbows relaxed. This is a very meditative breath. You're going to inhale. When you inhale, you're going to feel the chest expanding sideways. When you exhale, feel the chest going inward. So close your eyes and just observe the sideward expansion of chest. And then they're going to do inhale and exhale with me. All right, so hands at the rib cage. You're going to inhale and observe, close your eyes. Observe as you inhale, the chest moves sidewards and outwards. As you exhale, the chest moves inwards. Just being aware of this technique. Slow, gentle inhalation and exhalation. Just go into a normal breath and observe how chest moves sidewards and inwards. Now with me, everyone. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. 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 Stay there. Take a couple of normal breaths, just observing the sideward expansion of the chest. And whenever you get comfortable, release your hands to the knees. Keep your eyes closed only. Now we're going to do the same breath without using our hands. So we're going to inhale, feel the chest expanding sidewards. And as you exhale, the chest coming inward without taking the hand support. So hands are on the knees. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. 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 Relax. Take a couple of normal breaths here. Completely relaxing yourself. Stay there. And very gently open your eyes whenever. So just a gentle feedback. Was this breath comfortable? Did you feel any difference? Did you like this better or the previous one? Did you feel your focus going totally into intercostal muscles, which is the sideward expansion of the chest? Anyone? Anybody feedback? All right. Cool. No problem. I'll move ahead. Now, why I made you do these two techniques are that your breath and your mind is completely connected. Inhale, exhale only from nose. Yes, ma'am. Only from nose. No breathing and exhaling from the mouth. Breathing is comfortable. Super. All right. Why do we deal with it through the breath? So the only way and only passage to deal with the mind is through the breath. So when you are in a cluttered state of mind, आप उसको कितना भी feeling so stressful, ma'am. Why stressful? Is it stressful or stress-free? No worries. I'll answer this question later. Okay. So when we are talking about the mind and when the mind is completely cluttered, how much ever you explain that mind to calm down that time, it's very hard. So if I'm right now have so relaxing, okay, perfect. So if I am completely under chaos, under stress, that time if I tell, "Acha, mat socho, relax karo, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay," nothing works that time. So how much ever you explain, that time you've seen many times that even if you try to calm yourself, you are not able to calm yourself. So the best way is to allow the breath to calm. So the moment you just drop everything and you start taking any of the breath, either the chest one or the intercostal one, whatever you feel like, whatever you connected with. The moment you start dropping everything and start focusing on the breath, immediately you will see that the mind is relaxed. The mind is getting more settled. And you keep doing it till you feel that the mind is getting settled. After 5, 7, 10 minutes, you will feel that the mind is completely settled and you can see the same thing in a different perspective. So that time when the mind is cluttered, don't try techniques of self-help or something, or don't try techniques of telling yourself, Achani, calm down, calm down. Calm it through the breath immediately. And after you've calmed down through the breath, then tell your mind, now I'm relaxed, I don't need to get panicky. So the direct link of mind is through the breath. And again, as I said, if you practice this early in the morning every day, you will see that the entire day goes very smooth. Entire day goes very, very relaxed. You don't get hyper, you don't get irritable, you don't get angry. You will see that you have become much, much more peaceful by just doing this simple breathing technique every single day without fear. If you want, you can try it for 15 days. If you like it, continue for another 15 days. And after a month, there'll be a marked difference in your mind. And I can assure you, if you do it very regularly every week, it should become addictive for you. कि जब जैसे ही उठो सुबह ये करना जरूरी है. If I don't do, I feel restless. That should be the addiction towards breathing. Doing it very gently, very relaxed way, in a as nice, comfortable deep breathing as possible. Do not go, ऐसे नहीं करना है. Absolutely relaxed. So never tighten your breath, never tighten your chest, never go like this, never go like this. Go absolutely relaxed, because we are using these techniques to relax the mind, and the mind will relax only if the body and the breath is relaxed. So keeping yourself as relaxed as possible. Now, 2 techniques which I would want you to do practice before going to bed. Very simple 2 techniques to go before you go to bed. So when you're just about to sleep, a simple reflection. Reflection works wonderful. Why it works wonderful? Because it just makes you pass through things like this. If you do reflection on a regular basis, even the biggest of mountain of problems come in your life, you will just pass it because you've learned how to pass through it. Now, how do you perform this reflection technique? Just before sleeping in the bed, close your eyes and start thinking all the things that you've done from morning, from the time you woke up till you're in bed right now. So suppose I woke up at 7, I got up, I went to the bathroom, washroom, I did my regular routine. Then I went out, I got some stuff for the house, whatever, etc., etc. Then I had breakfast, then I got ready, then I went for work. I taught the children. If I'm a professor, I'm walking to the college, I'm walking to the room, I'm addressing the students. One student got up and asked me some weird question. I answered that question. I came to the staff, etc., etc., etc. Whatever your daily routine is, because right now it's COVID, so I don't know what your daily routine is. Is it going to the colleges or online? So just kind of passing through it. So not getting stuck to any thought or any emotion or any event. So if there's some event which happens through the day, some small event, like you had some argument with someone. So when you're passing through that argument, just look at it and pass through it. Don't sit and analyze that argument. So the reflection technique should get over in 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes, because it's just about passing through the day. It's not a technique which needs half an hour. उसमें सोचते ही रहो नहीं करना. अगर कोई इवेंट आया भी, कोई अनहैप्पी इवेंट या हैप्पी इवेंट, दोनों भी, जो भी आया, suppose there was a cake cutting, it was your birthday, something happened, you're attached to that moment, but still you will not think beyond the second. Okay, I cut the cake, I moved ahead, I did that. Okay, I had an argument with this person, and then what happened next? I started teaching again. I did this, and I went home, and so it should be like a fast forward film of your day. जैसे हम पहले VCR या movies में देखते हैं ना, fast forward दबा के you are not connecting to any event. You are just seeing the events go past. Just by practicing this 5 to 7 minutes. Your event can get over in 1 day, in 5 minutes, in 3 minutes, in 2 minutes, or 7 minutes. That is up to your day, how eventful it has been, or what all have you done. So just by passing every single episode, from you getting up in the morning to walking to the bathroom, to going and making your tea, to going and having your breakfast, to going out to get the newspaper, everything has to be included. Whatever you can remember of, something you can't remember, forget about it. If you remember something starkly, just go through it. 5 minutes of reflection technique, literally 5 minutes. And you will see within 15 days, anything comes your way, you will start to pass it. It will not affect you. You will not react. You will just respond. And even if it is a reaction, it will be very simple reaction. It will not have any after effects or ripple effects. हमारा जब आर्ग्यूमेंट हो जाता है किसी के साथ, आर्ग्यूमेंट होता है 2 मिनट का, पर उसके बारे में हम सोचते पूरा दिन. We think about it through the day. There are all the other emotions which come, which are regret, which are anger, which are irritability, which is guilt, which is unhappiness, hatred, enviness, whatever the emotions that we live through the day. The moment you start practicing reflection on a daily basis, you will see that all these events just come and go. Even if you've had an argument, you will first of all stop reacting, you'll start responding. After responding also, whatever little ripple effects will go away in a few moments rather than you carrying it through the day. So a very beautiful technique to practice every single day. Suppose you are doing it, you can do it in the evening also. तो अगर आप इवनिंग, आप जितने भी बजे बैठ रहे हैं उसके प्रीवियस टाइम से लेके till this time, you have to come to the current. So if I'm sitting in the evening, from morning till this time when I start in reflection. If I'm doing it in the night, from morning till this time when I start in reflection. If I'm doing it in the morning, then previous day till night sleeping and this time when I came in the reflection. So just a simple reflection technique can really help you tremendously. That's the second technique, and the last technique of the day, which is another very simple technique for a very sound sleep. In most of our cities, in our city life, in our regular life, we don't get sound sleep. Maybe we are sleeping for 7-8 hours, but most of us have disturbed sleep, or we have a lot of dreamy sleep. जिसमें बहुत सारी चीजें दिमाग में चलती रहती हैं. Or we're dreaming so much, or we're thinking so much, the subconscious mind is always active. So many times you wake up in the morning, you feel, did I sleep because I was so active in the night also? And that whole activity through the day, activity through the mind just tires you completely. So it's very, very important to sleep well. So sleep is the only way by which you disconnect your today to tomorrow. If you go to sleep, रात को सोने के बाद सुबह उठने तक, you don't know what's happening. What's happening in the world, what's happening around you, what's happening in people's life, we don't know anything. So as soon as you sleep, you disconnect your today, and as soon as you wake up, you start your tomorrow. The sleep is the lull period in the morning. Now, in this lull period, if you sleep very well, then you wake up very fresh in the morning. In this lull period also, if you have too much activity, then you have a very heavy head and a heavy body next to you. So how do you sleep well? Simple technique. First, block the right nostril. Just inhale, exhale left side for 5 rounds. Only 5 rounds. So just gently, if anybody wants to try right now, block the right nostril. Inhale left, exhale left. Inhale left, exhale left. Inhale through the left, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left nostril, exhale through the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril, exhale through the left nostril, and relax. So left side nostril breathing. Why do we do left nostril breathing? Because left nostril breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system and shuts down your sympathetic nervous system. So sympathetic nervous system in our body is known for its activity. So when you get up in the morning, your sympathetic nervous system activates, and that's why you're up and running in your activity. As the evening comes and you start getting tired and you start feeling sleepy, the parasympathetic nervous system starts to activate and sympathetic nervous system starts to drop. It's like a computer shutting down. जब हम सुबह power on करते हैं तो computer on होता है. So it takes a few minutes to on and it gets on. The same way at the end of the day, we do a shutdown process where it takes a few minutes to shut down. By doing this, you're activating the parasympathetic nervous system, which is sleep inducing, which completely relaxes your sympathetic nervous system completely. So it completely puts it to rest so that it can get active tomorrow morning when you get up. So this activation of parasympathetic nervous system relaxes the sympathetic nervous system and you sleep better. So practicing 5 to 10 rounds only of left nostril breathing is good enough to get you good sleep. After practicing for 10 days or 7 days, you will see the quality of your sleep getting. So this is a beautiful technique. Now, many people have a sinus issue or many people have a left nostril blockage. So बहुत जनों को left nostril blocked रहती है. So they're not able to breathe well through the left nostril. So the next best solution to the people who are having left nostril blockage, or for all of us who want to do, or you can do either or. You can alternate also. One day do left nostril breathing, one day do this humming pranayama or the Bhramari pranayama, which is again excellent for the entire nervous system, excellent for putting your subconscious mind to rest, and excellent for creating a gentle vibration for the whole body and relaxing it. It's got extremely beautiful anatomical benefits on the body. How do you do this? Well, you shut the ears with your thumbs like this. So shut it completely. कान को पूरी तरह बंद करना है. Hands को ऐसे crown पे रखना है. If anybody has a cervical and a shoulder problem and they are not able to hold like this, you can keep your hands down also without shutting the ears. You can. So there are a lot of options and a lot of ways to do. So we have to do it. Not doing is not an option. So either we shut our ears, place our 4 fingers on the ground, shut the ears tightly ताकि बाहर की कोई भी sound नहीं आए. Then you inhale through the nose, exhaling makes the humming sound like this. This is one round. You complete 5 to 10 rounds again as per your capacity. So if you feel this is tiring, keep your hands down. And with me, let's practice. Inhale fully. Gently relax your hands. Stay there with those vibrations for a few moments. And gently open your eyes whenever you're ready. So this was a very simple technique, again called Bhramari Pranayam. I'm sure I'll take the feedback later. How did you feel? But this is a very, very soothing pranayam. It's got a lot of benefits. It completely relaxes the nervous system. So you can do one day left nostril breathing, one day Bhramari, or do both if you have the time, 5 to 10 rounds each. Do either, do anything, but do something so that you get a very good sleep. So many main factors of our external factors, which are controllable factors by us, are sleep, physical health, emotional health, mental health. If we take care of all these parameters, there is no reason to be stressed. Absolutely no reason. So I've tried my level best to explain to you that stress is not a part of life till you want to make it. You have a choice to live stress free. At least have more days stress free and more moments stress free and less days and less moments of stressful. As I explained, that most of our part of our life, if we collectively take the stress free days, it's hardly days and years, few years. The same way we have to now reverse it. We have to have more of stress free days and less of stressful days. People do not say that you have to take stress and live the journey of life. It's very easily livable even without stress. If we follow certain norms, certain techniques, certain patterns to change certain behavior of our mind, definitely we can be stress free completely. So, ending it on this positive note, giving you a lot of techniques of breathing to directly deal with the mind. Lot of techniques of acceptance have to convert to want to. Making a physical, keeping your health physically and mentally fit by doing certain techniques of sleep as well as by taking certain exercises or doing some activities through the day. All these together will definitely heal you and make you strong. So the choice is in your hands. So do not say that the stress is outside. Do not say this world is full of stress or life is so stressful. Life is stressful because I have made it stressful. The choice is in my hand to live stress free or with stress. Thank you so much. I open the whole, I open all of you all for question answers. You can put it in the chat box or you can unmute yourself and ask. I'll be very happy to help in my capacity. 5 to 10 times from the left nostril at night before you go to bed. Yes, Mr. Amit, 5 to 10 times. Start with 5 times and slowly move to 10 times over the period of 2-3 days. 10 rounds is good enough. Please provide Madam contact details for the seminar. So is that for me? Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Any other queries? Any doubts, any queries regarding today's session? If anybody wants to know anything in more in detail, please feel free to ask because anything, any doubt in head is a loss from your side. If you have any doubts, please feel free to ask. No doubt? Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. I guess there are no doubts anymore.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your wonderful session.
Thank you.
We'll keep these things, simple techniques you have taught for us in our mind to avoid all the stress that we go through in general life. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was lovely being here on this platform today, lovely interacting with you all. Thank you so much for being a part and listening to my session. So thank you so much to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you once again.
Thank you.
An announcement to the participants. Participants, you will have a lunch break from 1:30 to 2:30 as usual. Then at 2:30 exactly, you will have the exam. As ma'am has already posted about the pattern and timings, it's for half an hour exam. Exactly at 3 o'clock, it will end. So if at all, if you join even less by 1 minute also, you will get 28 minutes or 29 minutes. So be careful, join exactly with the provided link at 2:30. You will get a half an hour to answer all the questions. Then we'll close the sessions with a validatory function will be having at 3 o'clock. Kindly cooperate participants. You'll have exam at 2:30 sharp. Link will be posted prior. Kindly log in with that link and write the exam. At the end, please join for the validatory function. Thank you.